Wells Fargo, Citibank, Chase, and all the rest of corporate America, and the 400 Americans who now have more wealth than 150 million Americans combined.
Yeah.
400, absolutely insane. And so, anyways, I got to just finish up here because I wasn't supposed to talk. I love coming to Portland.
Yeah.
Do you know you live really in one of the greatest cities in this country? I know you have your problems here. I know it has its flaws. I watch Portlandia. But no, I said to my sister's with me. I said, I got to tell you, if it were for where I live in Michigan, if I had to live someplace else, this is where I would live. And I said, it's got the same mix of like crazy, cool people that San Francisco has, but nobody here really wants to hurt you. Can I say that? You know, when you just run into crazy people here, they're just crazy. And you can handle it. But it's, you know, it's because you allow for the crazy to be here. In other words, for people to be who they are, for people to be different, to be independent individuals. And what's so great about this is that this is such a town of individuals, and yet you collectively come together on so many things. Like you found the right mix of respecting the individual, the creativity that's in each of us, and yet what we decide to do here in Portland has to always go through the filter of what is best for the common good. That's really, I want to tell you that as an outsider, that's right, and you maybe take it for granted because you're here and everything seems, you know, whatever. But when you're from Michigan, when you're from a really depressed, I'm not the recession that you're going, but I mean a totally whacked out depression that we're living through in Michigan. You're blessed to be here. So I just want to tell you to have faith. Don't give up. Everybody's got to do their part. You don't have to go down and sleep in the park. There are plenty of Portlandians that will do that for you. But you do have to do something. Everybody has to do a little bit now. And it no longer is just one or two or three people. It no longer is a Naomi Klein or an Amy Goodman or a Michael Moore or whatever. It's now a million Amy Goodmans and a million Naomi Kleins and a million of me. And we're all in this together. And there are no leaders. We are all leaders of this movement. We're all leaders of this movement. And you have to lead in your neighborhood, at your school, at your church, wherever your group of people are. You have to be a leader. That's why we're all leaders in this. And we're all spokespeople. Every person in here, I'm going to guarantee this, has a story to tell. You know somebody, or maybe that somebody is yourself, who has had their health insurance taken away from them, who's had to take a cut in pay, and can barely afford to get by. You know people who don't have enough food on the table. You know people whose jobs have been moved elsewhere by a company that's already making billions of dollars. Everybody has a story to tell. And so tell those stories. Use the internet. Use your neighborhood. Use every device you have to be a human microphone. That's the beauty of the part of this movement that should never change. So I ask you to join with me as I join with you to keep this going. Remember that you live in a liberal country. It is not just Portland. The country is now Portland. And you need to know that. You need to know as you venture beyond Vancouver and Salem and going toward Boise and Spokane. That they are now you. Seriously. That's the country you live in. The majority of Americans, the vast majority of Americans now, are against these wars. And they want the $2 billion a week to stop going to these wars. Majority of Americans, I mean, you go down all the issues. They take the liberal position now on every issue, really, but the death penalty. And that one's very close now. Whether it's women should be paid the same as men, 80% agree with that. We need stronger environmental laws, not weaker ones. 85% believe in that. You go down you live in a liberal country. Even last month, for the first time ever, 54% in the most recent poll, 54% of the American public says they now believe that gay marriage should be the law of the land.